Right now, scenes like this are playing out all across our state. Utility companies rushing to restore power to thousands of families after the severe storms and high wind came through last night. Thanks for inviting us in. It's 6 o'clock. One of the hardest hit areas is Lafayette in Tippecanoe County.
And that's where we find Emily Longnecker joining us live tonight with a look at some of the pretty severe damage there. Emily.
Hey, Scott and Ann. Yeah, thousands of folks here in Lafayette have been without power since last night's storms blew through, and trees on power lines like you see here are part of the issue, and that is why removing these trees and repairing these lines has been part of today's cleanup. This is what people in Lafayette saw last night when storms moved through the area. The person who took this video also captured a transformer exploding.
Yeah, I mean, probably the worst rain I've seen probably over the past year.
Randy Buttleman was sitting outside under this carport, enjoying the rain and a cigarette.
All of a sudden I heard cracking.
Buttleman ran inside right before part of this tree landed on his pickup truck outside.
It missed the carport, just barely.
But not this power line, leaving Buttleman without electricity. Tuesday afternoon, he was still waiting for the power to come back on.
I just went to Panera to charge my phone, so we'll figure it out.
I got to figure out what's going on with the power, see when they're going to come out.
James Heidel was still without power, too, at his house nearby. Heidel spent the day bicycling around the neighborhood, looking at damage.
But we had some really strong winds. It damaged a lot of trees, houses.
It's Mother Nature. So.
Angel Morehouse didn't lose power, but like many others, spent Tuesday cleaning up after high winds brought down part of a tree in her yard.
And we actually needed firewood anyway, so kill two birds with one stone.
Residents making the best of it, especially people like Randy Buttleman, happy the damage wasn't worse, but more importantly, that he wasn't injured.
I just glad I got out of there in time, to be honest.
And we've seen Duke Energy crews in several neighborhoods throughout the city today trying to remove trees like this and repair power lines to get power restored to customers here in Lafayette. But it is a big job. There's a lot to do. Ann, Scott?
Yeah, hopefully they will get that electricity restored to all those people in Lafayette. Emily, thanks. Tonight at 6, we're getting a new glimpse at the storm damage in northern Indiana, where a 44-year-old woman was killed after a tree fell on her. You can see these downed power lines, roofs, ripped off buildings, all of this in Lake County. The National Weather Service sent several utility crews out surveying damage across Indiana, and today they confirmed a tornado did touch down in nearby Elkhart County.
We were talking about last night, there's that tornado in northern Indiana and then multiple tornadoes reported in the Chicago area. Here it seemed like it was mostly the strong wind damage.
Yes, and so we're going to go back to that graphic, and if you look at all of those white dots that you see from Iowa to Illinois to central Indiana, you can guesstimate about 200 damaging wind reports.
Wow.
And winds at times, even locally, were 60 to 70 miles per hour plus. We are not dealing with this threat tonight. That threat of severe weather is now along and south of the Ohio River. So we are getting a much needed break. We will get a much needed break from the high heat, high humidity too. That's on the way for the end half of the week. 81 degrees right now in Greensburg. We have 82 Noblesville, 80 at Morris Reservoir, 79 Bunker Hill. You can clearly see more clouds than sunshine, but not a lot to show you on live Doppler 13 radar. So this evening you are going to get some dry time. Upper 70s, low 80s through sunset. Chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm the next 24 hours. But as I mentioned, live Doppler 13 radar is quiet right now. Let's expand the view because we do have some additional showers and storms developing to our west and northwest. So we'll wait and see how these hold together and include that chance over the next 24 hours. A scattered shower, maybe a rumble of thunder tonight through at least mid-afternoon tomorrow. But we are not expecting widespread heavy rain. And for now, that severe threat is over.
All right, thanks so much, Angela. Well, if your home is still without power, Indiana's Department of Homeland Security now has some steps that they encourage you to take right now to stay safe.
Yeah, first things first, be sure to report that outage to your utility company. Then make sure to unplug your electronics to protect them from power surges.
Also, water access is crucial during these outages. Make sure you have at least 1 gallon on hand per person in your home per day. Also, check with your local emergency management agency for charge charging and cooling stations. That way you can keep your phone working and charged and accessible in case there's an emergency.
And we've got the potential for more downpours this evening, so make sure your notifications on our live Doppler 13 weather app are turned on. You can access our live interactive radar, get the latest forecast blogs from our weather team. It's a free download.